What happens when a teenage girl and her mother wishes they could switch places with each other for just one day? You got it. You've got this film right here. Long before you even saw Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis in this, you saw a young Jodie Foster along with Barbara Harris in it. Here's a re-review of the original Freaky Friday. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Please stand by. Sorry about that. Hi, welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a re-review of the 1976 fantasy comedy flick Freaky Friday, released by Disney, directed by Gary Nelson, with the screenplay written by Mary Rogers, based on her book of the same name from 1972. The film stars a young Jodie Foster along with Barbara Harris, John Astin, Patsy Kelly, Dick Van Patten, and a host of others. The film story is about a mother and her daughter switch their bodies and they get a taste of each other's lives for just one day. The cause of the switch is left unexplained in this film, but occurs on Friday the 13th when Ellen and Annabelle in different places say about each other at the same time. I wish I could switch places with her for just one day. Rogers added a water skiing subplot to her screenplay. The film was released on January 21st, 1977, just a month after its premiere in LA. It did get some good reviews and became a big success. Anyway, this has gone to become a big classic in my book. So let's get into our story. Ellen Andrews and her teenage daughter Annabelle frequently quarrel. On a Friday the 13th, they simultaneously wish aloud to trade places for just one day. Their wish is granted instantly, and they are shocked to find themselves in each other's bodies. Annabelle, now in her mother's body, must navigate the responsibilities of being a housewife. She handles laundry, car repairs, grocery deliveries, carpet cleaners, dry cleaning, the housemaid, and the family basset hound Max. The day becomes more complicated when our father Bill announces that his catered dinner party has fallen through and asks her to prepare dinner for 25 guests. Annabelle enlists Boris, a neighbor she has a crush on, to help look after her younger brother Ben and assist in making out chocolate mousse. Despite a series of mishaps, they savage the evening by transforming the meal into a smorgasbord. During the day, Annabelle bonds with Ben, who shares his admiration for her and confesses he tried to emulate her messiness to connect with her. They play baseball together, leading Annabelle to gain a new appreciation for her brother. Meanwhile, Ellen, now in Annabelle's body, struggles with high school life. She disrupts marching band, ruins several electronic typewriters in typing class, exposes her photography class's developing film, and loses a field hockey game. She finds success in U.S. history class by accurately recounting the Korean War, having lived through the 1950s. Seeking to escape school, Ellen visits Bill's office, where she encounters his new young and provocatively dressed secretary. Ellen, posing as Annabelle, tries to intimidate her by describing her mother as strict. The secretary soon adopts a more modest appearance, wearing glasses and conservative hairstyle. Ellen then asks Bill for his credit card to pay for Annabelle's dental appointment, which he approves, and Bill's misattributes the secretary's change in demeanor to personal troubles, prompting Ellen to scold herself for her earlier jealousy. Well, now that sure is a lot of story there, huh, people? Alright, now for the final act and the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video at once. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below as I count down now. If you've seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. At the end of the day, Ellen and Annabelle wish to return to their own bodies, but the reversal occurs differently than before. Annabelle suddenly finds herself behind the wheel of a car with Ben and Boris, none of whom know how to drive, attracting police attention. Ellen, meanwhile, is pulled onto water skis as she and Annabelle's body were scheduled to participate in an aquacade. Bill, watching with his prospective clients, fears embarrassment. But Ellen's chaotic performance delights the clients, helping them secure a business deal. With a renewed understanding of each other's lives, Ellen and Annabelle reconcile. Annabelle begins dating Boris, and Bill joins Ellen for a card game, still puzzled by the day's events. Later, Annabelle agrees to let Ben join her and Boris at the pizzeria. Ben laments that he never gets to do fun things like his father, who is preparing for a business trip that involves dirt biking with a Japanese motorcycle company entering the US market. Both Ben and Bill express a desire to switch places for a day, prompting Ellen and Annabelle to nervously urge them against it just before they declare, "Oh, yes, I do," to the women's dismay. End of story. So, what did I think of the original Freaky Friday? Well, I absolutely love this movie a lot, just as much as I liked the 2003 version. Now, actually, I had never seen this until 2004 when the remake from 2003 premiered on the Stars networks. When it's, well, one of its channels, the Encore channel, actually had a marathon of Freaky Friday where they aired this along with the 2003 remake and the made for TV 1995 film, which I'll be talking about in a video coming up in a couple of days in a marathon. That's when I first saw this, and I really loved it. And I didn't get to see it again until I got it on DVD a few years later. Yes, I've still got it on DVD, and I still watch it from time to time. And it's a very good movie. I absolutely love it. If you never knew this ever existed, since you went into seeing the Lindsay Lohan Jamie Lee Curtis film, well, anyway, this film did pretty well, making 36 million on a $5 million budget. The film got nominated for 3 Golden Globe nominations for Best Actress in Comedy or Musical for both Foster and Harris, and Best Original Song for I'd Like to Be You for a Day, which of course is the song you hear at the intro, the opening credits, that is. Still, I gotta give it props for what it had to offer. The film sits at 68% on Rotten Tomatoes, saying the film is too well behaved to live up to its comedic potential, but sprightly turns by Barbara Harris and Jodie Foster give the body swapping farce some charm. I absolutely agree on that. Metacritic has a score of 51. In our reviews, the New York Times wrote, toward the end, there are some amusing car chase scenes. Elsewhere, the humor is clouded by the feeling that the jokes are chasing the reactions instead of the other way around. Variety wrote that a promising concept had been bungled by a talky, repetitive screenplay and overboard direction. Well, that may be. Roger Ebert wrote, the problems resulting from the switch of identities are fairly predictable but fun. This is one of the better recent Disney productions. Gene Siskel said that the two leads do a serviceable job with mediocre material. I disagree. I like them both. The LA Times thought that the movie has the stuff of a stronger, more sophisticated film, but has been processed to fit into the bland, synthetic Disney formula. Even so, both Miss Harris and Miss Foster make the most of their offbeat opportunity. The Washington Post wrote that the film suffers from sluggish exposition, mediocre direction, and a one close up after another method of composition advertising the film's eventual retirement to the Disney TV series, but it probably savages things with juvenile audiences by finishing fast. Well, that may be, but, well, to heck with what they say. Sometimes critics don't know what they're saying. Even long ago, just being, I don't know. Still, I have to give her credit and what, well, all these people were in credit and what have you, you know. Anyway, now this film does provide a lot of humor and what have you, and I really love the cast and what have you, which I'll get to in just a moment. The film's score was done by Johnny Mandel, which is absolutely really good, and I enjoyed that. And I think the story was pretty good too. I don't care what they say. This film had a good story. The direction wasn't too bad either. For our cast, we have Jodie Foster, whom after recently doing Taxi Driver and the little girl who lives down the lane the previous year appear as Annabelle. Now, of course, this wasn't her first time with Disney. Now, of course, she actually did a movie in 1972 before this called Napoleon Samantha, and then the following year after Freaky Friday, she appeared in the film Candle Shoe, which I have seen. And it's a nice little film, very underrated though. But still, young Miss Foster, who long before she played a certain Clarice Starling in The Silence of the Lambs, nails it. This is one of her great performances when she was young. Playing her mother Ellen is Barbara Harris. Now, I've got to give her credit because, well, may she rest in peace since she's been since well it's going to be about 7 years now since she passed away, but anyway she's done lots of good stuff, but not too much I'm too familiar with. The only things I can know that she was in were Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and Gross Point Blank. Well, I rarely remember watching that. I've seen some of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels though, but not Gross Point Blank, which was her last film. But anyway, Harris does a great job. Playing Bill Andrews is John Astin. You may know the original Gomez Adams of the Adams Family fame. For the rest of the cast, we have Patsy Kelly as Mrs. Schmaus, the housekeeper, Dick Van Patten, who the following year would go on to star on the TV series A Is Enough, played Harold Jenks. And of course, he recently did some other Disney films. There's also Vicky Schreck playing Annabelle's friend Virginia. Now, a fun fact: I found out this young lady had recently appeared in one of my favorite episodes of The Brady Bunch, which was the season 4 episode "You Can't Win Them All." You know, where Cindy gets all frozen in the face when she's just like staring at the TV camera and what have you. Yeah, please stand by. Let's see, Sorrel Book before the Dukes of Hazzard playing Boss Hogg was Mr. Dilk, the principal of Annabelle School. Kay Ballard, a very funny gal. She's been in numerous things. Played Coach Betsy, Annabelle's coach. Sparky Marcus, who would appear on WKRP in Cincinnati and several other sitcoms. He'd go on to voice Richie Rich for Hanna-Barbera and other cartoons. He voiced Ben, and I'll say he's pretty good. Mark McClure, before he played Jimmy Olsen in the Superman franchise, played Boris. I liked his performance. Charlene Tilton played Bambi, one of Annabelle's friends. Alan Oppenheimer, who of course would go on to voice Skeletor and He-Man, the Masters of the Universe, and several other cartoons. Voiced Mr. Joffer, one of Mr. Andrews' workers. Ruth Buzzy from Rowan Martin's Laugh-In played the opposing coach. Very funny. Marie Windsor as Mrs. Murphy. Marvin Kaplan, who I remember as the telephone dude from Alice. Yeah, the TV show Alice, which reminds me, Jodie Foster was in the precursor film to that. Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Well, it's a carpet cleaner. There's the Drapery Man, played by Al Molinaro, who of course played Al on Happy Days. And Iris Adrian, who appeared in numerous Disney films and others as a bus passenger. Fritz Feld as Mr. Jackman, the band instructor. Oh, the list goes on. There is a whole lot of great people in this. I have to give all of them credit. So overall, the original Freaky Friday is good and what have you. Don't mind what some people have said long ago. This film is fun. I think you'll really like it. The film is on physical media, as I have told you. I already have it on DVD. The film's also available to stream on Disney Plus if you haven't seen it yet. So if you're looking to do kind of a binge of Freaky Friday, then I'd say do that before you see Freakier Friday this weekend, which I'm going to. So with everything said, I think the story's good, the direction's not too bad, the music and the main theme's good, the cast it's good, so is their characters, etc., etc., etc. Good. So would I recommend the original Freaky Friday? I would easily say yes. So, what did you think of the original Freaky Friday? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Join me next time when I review the other guys. So, if you like this, check out these other vids. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the 2003 version of Freaky Friday. The upper right-hand corner is the TV log on A is Enough. Or if you would like, maybe you'd like to check out another, well, kind of a pretty good Disney film, you can check out my review of a real fun film. Hold on, stand by. Okay, sorry. Or you can go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of the Parent Trap remake, which actually starred the star of the remake of Freaky Friday, Lindsay Lohan, the film that introduced this to her. In the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.